I just wanted to put out there too that Prince was a very shy individual and often misunderstood as being arrogant when in fact he was just very shy. His whole stage performance was just that, a performance. And he's also known as quite the humanitarian, but very, very private, and made sure that it would never get out to the press or the public on the charities and donations he did.
Hi guys, I am back with a conspiracy theory on Prince, and I am wearing my Fender guitar hoodie in honor of Prince because he can rock at the guitar. I'm actually kind of nervous to do this one because I don't know if it's because he's a Minnesota boy, he died in Minnesota, I'm a Minnesota girl. I don't know, it's just his death was pretty sketchy from what I've researched, and it actually kind of freaked me out. So Illuminati, I'm just putting out there what anyone else can read, so do not come for me, honestly. I mean, it's just kind of gives me the chills. So I'm going to get into it. Prince Rogers Nelson was born June 7th, 1958. So he was a Gemini, like myself. And he never really liked the name Prince growing up, so he wanted everyone to call him Skipper, which I found was really cute. And then one day, he was born epileptic, and he went to his mom and he said, I'm not gonna be sick anymore. And she said, What do you mean? He said, An angel told me. And I guess from then on, he didn't have any more seizures from what I gathered. So I thought that was pretty cool. And just in case if you don't know, Prince was renowned as a prolific musician and fearless gender fluid sex symbol. But he also was a champion of personal freedom from corporate ownership and a believer in various conspiracy theories. So I hope Prince would approve of this, and including the fringe theory that commercial aircraft are exposing people to harmful chemtrails. Now that he is gone, some prominent conspiracy theorists, including Alex Jones, are wondering if Prince's controversial statements led to his death. So I'm not really going to get into his life. I'm going to get more so into his death because it's kind of weird, guys. For years, well, I'm going to start with Prince wrote his first song when he was 7 years old called Funk Machine, which is insane. Most people, they can't even, most 7 year olds, they can't write, let alone write a song. So I found that amazing when I read that. Like, wow. And Prince was one of those people that could pick up any instrument and play it very, very well. I mean, I am so envious of those types of people that can just, hear a song and then pick up a guitar and play it note for note. I wish I was like that. And it's just he was a pioneer in so many things, but especially for different types of music. One of them that I read was something like Minneapolis subgenre, like Minneapolis soul funk. I'm not sure of the exact name, but he was a pioneer in that, and especially during that time. So, what I want to read to you guys, because I wrote notes on my phone instead of my notebook, but I'm kind of regretting my decision to do that because it's not as clear as my notebook. I like old school. And I'm sorry, but I caught Justin's cold. He's feeling better, but I'm not. So thanks, Bert. So I just wanted to say that Prince, his technical cause of death was fentanyl overdose. So he died of fentanyl. But people are saying that he was taking Vicodin, and the Vicodin was dipped in fentanyl, allegedly. So I don't know. It's like, did someone want him gone and dipped his fentanyl or dipped his Vicodin in fentanyl? And I don't know, because fentanyl is very, very strong, very strong. And Prince was in. Prince has been taking opiates for pain management for years. So a lot of the prescriptions he obtained, they weren't in the bottles from the pharmacy. They were just kind of loose all over different bottles. They never had his name on it because he was very private and he never wanted to leave like a trail. So they don't know if the pills that essentially killed him were prescribed or he got it through illicit channels. No one knows. So let's see. On April 20th, Prince's representatives called Howard Kornfeld, a California specialist in addiction medicine and pain management, seeking medical help for Prince. Kornfeld scheduled a meet with Prince on April 22nd, and he contacted a local physician who cleared his schedule for a physical exam on April 21st. On April 21st at 9:43 a.m., the Carver County Sheriff's Office received a 911 call requesting that an ambulance be sent to Prince's home at Paisley Park. The caller initially told the dispatcher that an unidentified person at the home was unconscious, then moments later said he was dead, and finally identified the person as Prince. The caller was Kornfeld's son, who had flown in with, um, he flown in with basically, I don't know how to pronounce the generic name of Suboxone, but Suboxone is used for basically opiate withdrawal. It's a type of opiate, but it will help you as you gradually come off of, opiates, like whether Vicodin or Percocet or whatever. Think of it as a methadone type treatment. That's what Suboxone is. So basically, the son flew in with that to help Prince start, I guess, treatment. I'm not exactly sure. They didn't really say. But that's what the son flew in with, which is, I don't know, kind of weird to me that he had his son fly in with it, but what do I know? So it's just, people think that there's conspiracy theorists that think, a few days before, Prince's plane from Atlanta going to Minneapolis had to make an emergency landing in Modine, Illinois. And they basically had to give him a shot of Narcan. And Narcan is for basically if you take too much opiates, it's an opiate blocker, so it'll block the receptors in your brain from basically killing you. So it will stop all that and basically save your life. So, but they didn't want that getting out, so they were telling people that Prince was suffering from the flu. So, I mean, they, thought like, oh, he has a flu. Well, then conspiracy theorists, after he died, they started saying that he died from a weaponized flu caused by chemtrails. And let me tell you about chemtrails. For those who don't think that a global elite is plotting to enslave the masses and create a new world order, a little background. Some conspiracy theorists believe that the vapor trails left behind planes are actually chemtrails, chemical agents that create some sort of nefarious biological of chemical reaction. Chemtrail truthers say that these sprays could alter the environment or the emotional, physical, and mental states of people below. Scientists maintain these are actually contrails, frozen condensation from planes flying at high altitudes in certain weather conditions. But Prince actually sang a song about chemtrails in his song Dreamer from his 2003 album Lotus Flower. And then Merle Haggard, who's a country singer, also died not around the time Prince did. And he had a song where he talked about chemtrails. So they're wondering, did, chemtrails kill Merle Haggard and Prince? Is it possible? So there's that. And then, let's see. This is a quote. The point is, Haggard and Prince thought people were being sprayed and sickened, and they're dead, Jones said in his segment. And all I'm saying is we can obviously use this sad death for good, get people to look into what Prince believed. Jones' wish came true. Since Prince's death, the clip of him speaking about chemtrails has been widely shared on conspiracy theory forums, like the conspiracy subreddit, where it has been posted about 10 times. These posts have collectively drawn hundreds of comments about many theories about why Prince might have been murdered. It even goes out to, this is crazy, but it even says this. Some of the most outlandish theories include that Jay-Z killed Prince to increase subscriptions to Tidal, the only streaming platform that features Prince's music. Another thing is Prince had a vault of music at his Paisley Park compound. He had enough music in that vault to put out one album a year for a century. Can you imagine how much music that is? And who tried to get their hands on that music? Jay-Z, allegedly. So, we all know Prince was a great songwriter, producer, singer, whatever. Was Jay-Z trying, obviously he was trying to get his hands on his music after his death. That's kind of weird. But, would he go as far as to kill him? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there because that's what I read. So, it's up to you guys to, think about that. Some other platforms that feature Prince's music and that Prince and female wrestler Chyna were sacrificed in a satanic ritual since they both broke gender norms. So, Putting that out there. Since Prince died in his elevator, conspiracy theorists also have been focusing on some seemingly prolific lyrics of Prince's hit "Let's Go Crazy," where it says, "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Are we gonna let the elevator bring us down? Oh no, let's go. Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts." After his death, it seems fans are taking Prince's call for craziness to heart. So, I mean, there's that. And then his last Instagram post was a picture of himself and was captioned, "Just when you thought you were safe." So, was it, people took it as some kind of warning that, did he know that he was going to be murdered? Because why would you say that just when you think you're safe, and then you're dead? That's just weird. Because in the 1990s, Prince took on the record companies and even legally changed to an unpronounceable symbol to try to get out of his contract with Warner Brothers. He signed with Warner Brothers when he was 17, so that's all he knew was Warner Brothers. He even appeared at press conference with the word slave written across his face, and I'll put pictures of, that time. And he wanted to make it known pretty much the evils of corporate music business, like how crazy, like how greedy they are, all this stuff. He wanted to put it out there. He wanted his voice to be heard, essentially. So, here's another article. Music legend Prince died after taking what he thought was Vicodin, but was actually a counterfeit painkiller that was laced with fentanyl, a Minnesota prosecutor said Thursday, in announcing he would not be filing criminal charges in Prince's death. In all likelihood, Prince had no idea he was taking a counterfeit pill that could kill him. Carver County Attorney Mark Metz said at a news conference in Chaska. Others around Prince, who also likely did not know that the pills were counterfeit containing fentanyl. The evidence demonstrates that Prince thought he was taking Vicodin and not fentanyl, Metz said. Before announcing the decision not to pursue charges, Metz said that he was mindful that this is the most unusual and extraordinary case involving a world-famous celebrity, but that he could not factor that into his charging decision. Prince's death is a tragic example that opioid addiction and overdose deaths do not discriminate no matter the circumstances. Which, it's like, of course, they'd want to use Prince as a poster boy of the opiate epidemic, you know what I mean? It's like, why not, like, if he was murdered, how perfect. Oh, here's another person that abused opiates. Listen, don't do opiates, they're horrible, blah, 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 So, despite an intensive investigation, there is no reliable evidence showing how Prince obtained the counterfeit Vicodin laced with fentanyl or who was involved in procuring those pills, Metz said. Prince, 57, was found unresponsive at his Paisley Park estate on April 21st, 2016, in Chanhassen, Minnesota. He was killed by an accidental overdose of fentanyl, according to Minnesota health officials. The evidence demonstrates that Prince thought he was taking Vicodin, not fentanyl. So, in Minnesota, we kind of have this weird law. I mean, most places have first and second degree murder. In Minnesota, we have third degree murder. And this is what I'll read about Minnesota's third degree murder. Third degree murder falls between manslaughter and third degree murder charges. This murder is not based on having the intent to kill. Third degree murder is often charged as a depraved heart or mind crime. This charge can arise when a person fires a gun in a crowd without intending to kill anyone, for example. Murder is charged when a person is killed and the defendant has an indifference to the sanctity of human life. This charge may also result if a person sells bad drugs. The maximum penalty for murder is up to 25 years in prison. If the death resulted because of a Schedule 1 or 2 drug sale, a fine up to $40,000 may result. So, what they're saying is they didn't have enough evidence to basically charge anyone with third-degree murder because they either sold him those bad Vicodin pills with fentanyl laced into them or whatever. But I believe we're one of the only states that have the third-degree murder. I'm not sure about other states, but I know that we do. So, but they couldn't find any evidence that the pills that actually kill Prince were prescribed by a doctor. There's no evidence to suggest other sinister motive, intent, or conspiracy to murder Prince, he said. The evidence suggests that Prince had long suffered significant pain, became addicted to pain medications, but took efforts to protect his privacy. Me, I just want to put this out there. I have chronic pain, and when you have chronic pain, opiates and stuff, they don't make you high. They give you pain relief, and yeah, you do become addicted. Your body becomes physically addicted because you're used to, opiates, they are powerful. And for many years, when I injured my sciatic nerve, I was on Vicodin. And to come off of it is a bitch, believe me. That, I mean, and I tried every non narcotic pain pill, whatever. Oh, shoot. Great. More of this leaked. I just saw that. Awesome. But anyway, I tried all of the non narcotic kind of pain pills. I'm severely allergic to them, they don't work for me. So I'm in the category that it kind of sucks if you can't get pain relief, from opiates, because there's people out there that do abuse them and ruined it for people that actually do need them. So I just wanted to put that out there that, I don't doubt that he is suffering. And the thing is, he was taking Vicodin. It's not like he was in Vicodin pills. It's not like he was shooting them up, and if he wanted to, I'm sure he could be getting fentanyl, Dilaudid, whatever. Like, but he wasn't. He was still taking Vicodin, which is strong. But as years go on, you're going to need stronger to, help, because you build up a tolerance. I was on Vicodin for quite some time. And, after a while, it didn't work anymore. So I'm just putting that out there with my own personal struggles that after a while, Vicodin won't work if you've been taking it for years. So, and now I'm on nothing and it sucks. But, you just kind of deal with it. But some days really suck. But I don't know what to think about Prince. I think it's really sketchy. Um, they say that his general practitioner that prescribed him this decided to settle the claims in order to avoid the expense, delay, and unknown outcome of litigation. He made no admission of facts nor liability and denies any such liability, she said in the statement. Prince's cousin and drummer Charles Chaz Smith told reporters Thursday afternoon that he was not happy about the decision to not file charges. Smith said he understood that investigators did all that they could do, but he added, "There's got to be some reason why, and someone should be held accountable." And I agree, because his life was taken. Someone should be held accountable. And just the fact that he was in that elevator, I mean, for like 6 hours, like, that's weird. Usually celebrities, they always have like staff, especially that huge compound, you know. But it says Prince, whose full name was Prince Rogers Nelson, was found in an elevator at the estate when the son of a doctor at a drug rehabilitation center in California arrived in response to a call the day before from a Prince representative who reported a grave medical emergency related to prescription pain medication, the facility's attorney said at the time. So Prince was also being treated by Dr. Michael Schulenberg, the Minneapolis geriatrician. That's the one that I said that he ended up decided to settle the claims. But he's being treated by Dr. Schulenberg for opioid withdrawal, anemia, and fatigue, a source with knowledge of his treatment told NBC News in 2016. So there's no reliable evidence where the pills came from that were laced. I don't know. So that gets me, what do you guys think? Do you think Prince's death is shady? Do you think he is murdered? Do you think he knew too much? I mean, he had his master's copies of his music. The only other person that that I know, it's really hard to get your master's. Michael Jackson had his master's, and look what happened to him. I mean, to get your master's, that takes a lot, So he has his master's, and I think recently his estate came to a settlement with I'm not sure what music record company to his vault of music to end up putting it out. So, but they came to some sort of settlement. So I'm sure that they'll be putting out Prince, music soon. But I mean, what do you guys think? Because I don't know why, but while researching this, I just got an uneasy feeling. I got chills. I was uncomfortable because I don't know. I don't know if it's because the whole Minnesota thing and I'm a Minnesotan. I don't know. But like I said, just what I put out there, it's just simple stuff that I researched on the internet. It's not like I have a known source like in Minneapolis that knows all this, okay? So I would just love your guys' input. Like, what do you think happened? Do you think someone slipped him the Vicodin laced, or the Vicodin laced with fentanyl? Because pharmacies don't, they don't do that. I mean, then you'd have a serious lawsuit. So it's like someone had to lace that Vicodin, but who and why? So my question is, what do you think? Was it an accident? Was it murder? From what I read, Prince was a vegan. He was very into what he put into his body. I mean, and of course he's taking Vicodin, but when you're in pain and you're taking it properly, it doesn't matter if you're taking it properly, you will still become addicted because that's just how it is. Your body will become used to it, it will build up a tolerance, you will become addicted. It doesn't matter if, you could be taking it every 4 hours as, recommended, and you will still become addicted. So, it doesn't mean like, addicted where you have to like shoot it up or anything. It's just your body will physically become addicted to pain medication because it starts to rely on that to give you relief. So I just want to put that out there as, I've gone through it myself. So I would love your guys' input and see what you guys have to bring to the table because I found this really interesting. And who do you want me to cover next? Because, I like covering these cases that really no one really covered before. I never really saw anyone cover Prince. I never really saw anyone cover Paul Walker. I sure as hell didn't see anyone cover Chester and Chris Cornell. So I like doing these ones that no one really covered because it's like, are they afraid to? I don't know. Because this one, like I said, made me very uneasy. So on that note, have a great Monday and I don't know, be aware, I guess. Don't take any pills from strangers, or just don't take any pills that aren't prescribed to you, okay? So, on that note, guys, have a good one and be aware. Bye.